Good evening, Speed Gaming Prime. Welcome to the Casual Boots 2024 tournament for A Link to the Past Randomizer. We got ourselves a pretty hype match to really kick you off. We got JamesFnX versus the 2022 champion Gammachuu in Group G of this race. Joining me in the booth is comms legend Drossi with tracking legend Scupula on tracking tonight. How is everyone doing?
I'm great. I'm excited. I can't believe this is now the third year of the Kaz Boots tournament.
Where did the time go is what I want to know.
Yeah, seriously. But hey, kudos for, getting something that stuck around.
Yeah,
125
well, I
runners this
mean,
year.
I can't thank everyone who volunteers, who signs up to play, anything that people do in this race. We're all so grateful. You know, we're gonna kick off. If people don't know what Casual Boots is, you will be doing a standard escape of A Link to the Past, where you have to rescue the princess, Zelda. 3 blue crystals from a map chip from Gammachuu.
Yep, that's what I saw. And bombs in Link's house, which is also kind of nice to get right out of the gate.
Always appreciated. So, back to what Casual Boots is. So you have to do the escape sequence, which is the tutorial of the base game. And you will be going through the tutorial sequence, and you get your sword, but you also get boots to make the game playable.
At least according to Jam.
Some people say that the game is playable only with boots, but so we have about 5 minutes and change of some chatting that we can talk about.
5 seconds.
Oh yes, that's the new meme, 4:55.
Actually, with Fast ROM, 4:55 is technically possible.
Yes. We got a sub in from Tyler Salt with a very toxic emote attached to it. Disgusting. No boots allowed.
Nice
rough.
there.
But we know it's Tyler. He also has the book Keck W emote, so whenever we inevitably get the book and someone has to chase the book, we will have some jokes for you.
Yeah, nothing super interesting in the chest so far. Escape is escape. We should talk about the groups. We have 32 groups here. Oh, bottle, that's kind of nice with Blue Goo, no less.
Ooh. We're feeling safe already.
But yeah, this Group G, most of the groups have 4 runners, so these 2 runners will also be competing against Dextifer and Gabriel Campos. So we actually have 2 runners from the Spanish community in this group.
Yeah, it's definitely a pretty loaded group. Based on our reveal earlier today, we had some early birds, and we're grateful for SpeedGaming for having some availabilities tonight. Some people were scheduling today, and we were like, you know what, we can actually get you on. And so these groups were rolled today via a live wheel. Fun for each quartile, and James and Gammachuu were spun together.
Yeah, and of course, James is well known in the community for his massive database of seeds for asyncing.
Yup, they created, for this tournament, a bunch of practice asyncs. If you want to play them, all you have to do is just join the server, and it should be publicly available from there. And I've seen some people play them. You know, it's always good to get a couple of warm-ups in before you start your group play or something like that.
And hey, War for Hyrule also had a Kaz Boots race yesterday, which got 20-some participants, I think. Maybe even 30.
Yeah, I had to dodge that, unfortunately. Just due to Saturdays are usually not available for me.
So as we head into the back of Escape, we know Dark Cross has to be the small key, and we got the map in Zelda's cell, so there are 4 items awaiting us in back of Escape and Sanctuary.
Let's see what the prizes are. And we have Tyler Salt dropping the link to ALTTPR There you go. You can probably find the casual boots ones that way as well. Both of these runners are top flight. You know, I expect a really exciting race.
And I don't know.
Although, since I am watching Gammachuu, you can expect I will be nice and mostly neutral, but there will be times when I have to call out Gammachuu's poor execution and flawed movement.
I don't know if... Ooh, Hammer, nice. I don't know if we've commented on the music yet, but this is the Hollow Knight MSU from JamesFnX. And if we switch to Gamma's audio at some point, he's got Octopath Traveler 2 going on.
Both of them being very good MSUs. I know they're pretty both of these are pretty popular. And hey, if you have a real hankering to make your own package of songs that can be put into the game, it's doable. You know, a little bit of work, but I've done it. And it can be quite fun.
So we're doing pretty well for going to CAC now. With 90 rupees, we will easily be able to pay Bottle Vendor.
Yeah, we have enough money for the start of this game anyway.
And if we use up all our bombs, we'll get enough money in the back of Blindside and CAC well now that we've gotten this 20 from... Oh, never mind. We will not have any bomb issues. We will not need to buy them. That was a beautiful Tier 2 tree pull.
Yes, we like that, and our bush crabs have hearts. So James can get healthy.
And that's a lot of money on Lumberjack we won't be collecting.
No, we can say goodbye to Lumberjack.
And Gamma's into Thieves' Hideout. Another big 20. We're just getting big 20s all over the place here. Apart from 150 rupee chest, all of our money so far has been big 20s. Oh, James is doing the CAC skip, probably because he knows Gamma's going to go to CAC, and he also knows that Gamma can out-execute just about anyone, so if you're gonna beat him, you have to do something wacky.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, he'll probably go to South Shore next. We're gonna get a little I Spy here on the ledge on the Lake Hylia Island, which was just boring. And so far, nothing in Kakariko.
A lot more bombs. We are not going to suffer for bombs this seed.
Alright, let's see what we get at the back. Saha. A second sword and the flute. This is exactly what James wanted from a CAC skip.
Yeah, now you go to CAC and activate it. There's no reason to put off CAC.
Yep. In one foul swoop, you know, you get your flute activation and your CAC clean out.
Also, Josh, did you see what Gamma pulled out of the well?
His favorite item, it's the bug net. You know, he likes to use other languages and calls it the filet, but we all know it's because he loves the filet of fish from McDonald's and has 69,420 app points in the McDonald's app.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes, he just loves the filet of fish. Just ask him about it sometime. It definitely doesn't make him angry.
More money in Chicken Hut. We're getting pretty close to Zora money now.
Yeah.
Zora, of course, isn't in Logic without either the flippers or the... Well, okay, well, Zora's in Logic.
There you go.
Early bottle was definitely nice for that.
Ooh, and the Moon Pearl.
So
Spicy.
we are a glove away from Dark World access at the 9-minute mark.
See Gamma doing some lawn care around the library. It sees a piece of heart inside. We decline that. And we're gonna say no to that big 20. We'll find 50 odd rupees somewhere else.
Yeah, at this point you definitely want Zora money because you're gonna be doing the flippers checks. They're all in logic.
Oh yeah. And Gamma likes to... Oh, there are doubling back to the dam. Usually Gamma likes to separate the dam from Mini Moldorm Cave to do a Dam Agina play. But we're gonna
Now
commit an act of terrorism.
James with the flute doesn't need to worry about that. He can just flute to 6 anytime he wants to check a Gina.
That's right. Alright, we've
So,
sent the
once he's done
water
in fact,
elsewhere.
he's got to get a serious movement advantage.
Oh yeah. Gammachuu is very happy to get shield number 1. And there's a 3 hundo pack, so now we have plenty of Zora cash. Here's Gamma doing the play I was talking about. Damagina. Then he'll probably go to Mini Moldorm Cave after this is done. Or even gonna I Spy the Ledge. There's some clothes.
Depending on health level, you might grab that at some point.
I mean, if you're... Say we have mitts and mirror flutes to, you know, the Mire shit area, and you're gonna, like, mirror to desert, you could probably just talk yourself into collecting that. Agina with the cane of Burna.
Yeah, that's interesting. We do have mountain access. We are a glove away from Spike Cave now being in logic.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting to have that available that early.
Yeah, not something you really often think about, but it's an interesting combination of items there that we've gotten so early.
So Gamma's gonna give us our first view of Mini Moldorm Cave, while James sends the water, I don't know, elsewhere, don't think about it.
Into the Dark World, of course.
Yes, it definitely didn't just, like, flood a whole valley elsewhere full of people.
Hey,
oh, another sword!
Yeah, so we're gonna be getting tempered pretty quickly. That's Sphere 1 tempered.
That's always nice.
For those of you arriving late, James found his second sword in Saha's closet.
Yeah, it might be a hot second until Gamma gets over there, but depending if we get anything from the Zora area, you know, I'm sure that'll probably be on his mind, because he'd be running out of things to do. Just a big 20 from our Ice Rod Caves. And James is forgetting the flute.
Yeah, you and I were thinking the same thing. It is a little bit faster to just flute to 8 rather than try to run over there, especially if you run into a bit of trouble like James did.
Yeah, he got knocked into the water, you know, stuff happens. And this is a common play for casual boots to set up a water dash from Ice Rod Cave. Gets you out of that stinky, slow swimming animation into a nice, fast, dashing one. With 3 Splody boys on the camper.
And Gamma should go to Las Vegas with his rupee count of 777.
Alright, we're gonna see James remembering the flute this time.
So he'll pick up Burna now, and we'll see if, his basic options are like a couple of checks on the mountain, or else the flippers checks are eastern. We don't have that many choices.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if James is overthinking things a little bit with some zags when you should just zig. And we get a suspicious mushroom from the waterfall cave.
As well as a lamp, which is our first fire source.
Yeah, that makes the lost old man. Oh, there's a bow there. Okay, so we're gonna be interested in Eastern Palace. So that's how Gamma is gonna get steered into his bow. I mean, his
Yeah.
flute, rather.
And I agree with you about James overthinking things, because I think a save and quit out of Aegina would have been faster than running out.
Yeah, it takes about 9-10 seconds, especially because you have a couple of screen transitions.
But if he doesn't go to Hobo, that'll save him some time.
Yeah, he might be, that might be the way to cut some corners.
And with the flute, he can also turn in that mushroom really quickly.
Oh, yeah. So EP is doable. This is where Gamma's gonna feel a little sad about not getting the flute earlier, but I mean, that was just James doing an unexpected route and then getting a payout from it.
Of course, that lamp does also put Aga in logic in case both of our gloves are in the Dark World.
That could be very interesting.
It's unlikely, but possible.
There's Gammachuu getting his upgrades. And it's time for some Eastern.
That was an interesting
really...
way of getting past that Armos.
Oh, it's because he wanted to keep his spin speed, but he got hit anyway and lost it.
Okay, James is joining Gamma in Eastern. I guess the mushroom will wait until a bit later. James? Oh, right, no glove. Right, he has to go around.
Yeah, I gotta go the slow way, and also was trying to avoid getting sniped by the Octorok sniper. Yeah, see, they were trying to dodge the statue fella there, and could not evade. So both runners fell victim.
Early big key in Eastern, so maybe we'll get the God Eastern. So, basically our runners have done all the same things at this point. The difference is that James has an activated flute, and Gamma will at some point need to activate the flute.
Yeah, I mean, I suspect that'll be the next thing Gamma does after finishing off Eastern Palace here. No Wombo combo today, you gotta do it now. There could be a Moon Pearl here.
We have the Moon Pearl. There could be a
glove.
glove.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here. The glove would be what we would want here.
That's 2 items down. Do you take the 50-50 if it's not the God Eastern? Oh, it's God Eastern. Okay.
So this early, I would probably take I would probably not chance the 50-50 because, I mean, the glove could just be here.
Yeah. Well, but it was a God Eastern. We've gotten all 3 items.
Yeah, fortunately.
Yeah. But that makes you wonder why the game wanted us here. It's a regular crystal. All 3 items were junk. I mean,
well,
we do
clearly
get the
it wanted
out
you here
of the
for the crystal.
Once we have Dark World access, Pod will be full clearable. But we still need Dark World access for that, which I'm guessing will be on Mushroom turn-in because, again, we're running out of stuff. It could be on Spec Rock Cave, which is, I believe, the only other check-in logic at this point.
Or it's just gonna be Aga 1. I mean...
Oh, right. Yep.
It could just be Aga 1, but, I mean, that becomes a real... that becomes a tactics question of when do you want to pull the shoot and do Aga 1? Do you want to last locate at that, or is there things that you're going to be willing to leave behind to make your way through
chat
Avalon
reminding
first?
that the lamp does put Old Man in logic as well, since we can.
Yeah, we have a
loot up
couple
there
of
and
things
do
on the
his-
mountain, but we are rapidly running out of things to do.
So Gamma's now going to activate his flute. I have to imagine James turns in the mushroom after this because it's such a quick check with the flute.
Plus, you can go shopping for the empty bottle.
Oh, did he use his blue goo?
Oh, right, that's right. I'm so used to using the Dunka and Muffins tracker with the new shown bottle contents. So I see the empty bottle. My lizard brain says, "Oh, they picked up a bottle with nothing in it." All right, where to, JamesFnX?
Oh, doing the mountain ahead of the mushroom turn-in.
I mean, this is fine.
You get the spawn point, which is nice for the health refill. It doesn't really do you anything other than the health refill since you have the flute anyway.
Gamma immediately turning in that suspicious mushroom. And it's very suspicious. That is a mirror.
So, definitely advantageous to turn in the mushroom before going to the mountain. That is unfortunate for James.
Yeah, not a lot can be done, though. I mean... So James is gonna climb the mountain here to see the last check that he can do, and then stare at that portal with a little frowny face, because he can't open it. Although we don't have a glove, so, I mean, well, we don't need a glove, just kidding. Oh, there's a bottle there. And the middle finger inside the cave.
But yeah, Gamma has 2 more checks he can do, namely the... Oh no, he has the hammer, so after Hera he can go over to East Death Mountain. So we got a lot of stuff here, and...
Oh, yeah.
James, unfortunately... James cost himself a bit of time because he's going to have to go right back to the mountain after he gets the mirror.
Yeah, it's just the logical play to do after this. There's so many toys waiting for you on EDM, hopefully.
Yeah, so the logic chain here was bottle to flippers on Sick Kid to mushroom in Waterfall Cave to mirror on mushroom turn in, and there's our Dark World crystal check. Green Pendant Pod, I think the 5-6 were TR and Swamp and Skullwoods and Mire were the other pendants.
We got an interesting layout. Kind of unfortunate that we have ourselves a pendant pod situation, but it cannot be helped, right?
And guess what? We are going to do Hera Basement where the big key is because we have no hookshot to Hera Pot. Oh, James is skipping Hera. Going straight for Spiral Cave and Paradox Cave, which is all he can do over here.
Yeah, this is fine. You start with Spiral, and then you do Paradox, and then you just go right back. And maybe you get a hook shot and save a bunch of time.
Oh, true. If you get the hook shot here, and if there's nothing in Hera Big Chest.
Yeah, that
is
is the
something in
risk.
Hera Big Chest. Yeah.
That is how I got eliminated by Ganon's Gone Wild in the 2022 brackets. Unfortunately, I left a fire rod there, so, Sag.
Yikes.
I was playing aggressive, and, well, you know, sometimes your luck just runs out, right? Yes, to answer chat, because we have an invincibility item, the spike chest is in logic.
Not without a glove, it isn't.
Oh, not without a glove. Yeah, that's right. We need to lift the rock.
Yeah, everyone forgets that because you can do the whole thing and then you get across the spikes to the chest and, oops, can't lift that rock.
I also just get tunnel vision when I see items, and it's so weird to comment. Butter sword here, very cool.
We are not wanting for swords this seed, and there is the fire shield.
So not a lot of goodies for JamesFnX on this side of the mountain. Not a big deal. I mean, we have the hammer. We're just gonna go right back to Hera.
Yeah, but we just got both items out of Hera. It was a heart container and the fire shield, so... this is looking Agaseed, unless there's something I'm overlooking. Looks like we've gotten sent on a wild goose chase for not much.
Secretly a sliver, yeah. Guilty as charged. I've done it as well. There is a reason. I'm kind to myself on Twitch with my icon for Twitch, but my Discord icon is very fitting for how I am. I have to be honest somewhere. Alright, we got ourselves trading places with JamesFnX, headed to the coffee break.
Now, technically, James did skip Homo, so hopefully he doesn't go back and do that, because that would eat up a bit of time.
Yeah, I suspect he probably won't. He's probably just going to leave that behind, and it might just be Aga time after we're done here at Hera for James.
I'm just puzzled by this whole wild goose chase. The game went out of its way to give us 2 regular crystals, and then is making us do Aga anyway.
Yeah, usually you'd think you'd fetch your Dark World access by now, but not this time.
And when we get into the Dark World, Pod and Thieves will be full clearable. Also, the front of Swamp. I'm sure the runners want to make a beeline for left side Swamp.
Who doesn't love doing a hookless Swamp, though?
And I think Gamma has literally exhausted all possible checks before Aga. And
yeah, it will be interesting to see what Gamma will do after finishing the Aga sequence. So we get another bit of time to hang out here, as there will be no items in Aga Tower. Just a pair of keys to open some doors.
We'll get a prediction going, because why not?
Hey, that's always fun. You know, somehow I have 68.5k points, channel points here. So
yeah, this is SG main. I figure a lot of people have a lot of points they want to just, throw away.
Let's throw away a good 5k on 3 blue balls. That's probably the most common.
So, I'm realizing... Oh, no. Right, we could... I'm trying to think what our options are once we hit the Dark World. Obviously, Pod is the closest thing, but we have the hammer, so we can go down to Swamp area. We can't actually get to Thieves Town, come to think of it.
No, we have no way across.
You need either a glove or the hook shot.
So this is James, gonna clean up the camper here. Unfortunately, nothing is here of value, so this will just be a time loss. As Gamma has already burned most of the way through Aga Tower. When I last
was go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was gonna say, when I last was trying to do vanilla preset, because I know there are people in this chat that have seen me play vanilla preset. I secretly a sliver. I was trying to work on this section, and Aga Tower is very tilting.
That was a quick Aga Tower climb, because I put 2 minutes on the prediction and it's only just now running out.
Oh yeah, I mean, when you actually are good at Aga Tower, this is a non-issue. It also helps that we have Gold Sword instead of Master Sword.
True. You might even say that it
James, where
cuts
are you
through the
going?
enemies
Oh,
like
no.
butter. James? Okay.
This isn't an open 7-7, sir. We've played it already. Oh, Gamma is doing some swag stacks. Okay, dude.
We know what he's happy about.
Yeah, man. Just using the bug net. Yeah, sure. I ought to DQ
For
him
those
that.
of you who don't know, this came up because in Swordless Seeds, Gamma has a lot of trouble doing Hammer Aga. So the bug net is his lifesaver. I believe that's our second blue ball.
Again, I've told you how many points in the McDonald's app that Gamma has.
Well, speaking of points, you're about to get some, Josh.
I like points. Alright, have a seat, Aga 1. Now let's see where Gamma goes. Probably to Pod, but maybe he'll just do something strange and go, oh my gosh, why are you dashing downstairs, Gamma? My eyes.
Oh, and congrats to our tracker Scupula, who put the biggest bet on 3 blue balls.
Oh, see, there, I'm trying to be neutral, but when Gamma does something like that, that was painful.
So, if you're James, knowing that Gamma really likes doing Hype Cave as his first Dark World check, so I'm not at all surprised that he's here right now. If you're James, though, we got that early bow. Do you make a pendant pod play, again, as something that you hope Gamma isn't doing because you know you're not going to out-execute him?
Yeah, and what do you know? Hype Cave not very hyped today, so...
Well, how's the shovel, which we can check pretty quickly with the mirror?
We can always dig a hole. And the thing is, because we're locked out of so much, I mean, you can run this way like Gamma is doing, and then save and quit directly back to the pyramid, and then get kicked back to Pod that way, so... Or if not, there's a portal. I forget the specifics of the prerequisites for that.
Well, there was our glove.
I see. The suspicious shovel had our item there for Dark World access.
So Hype Cave was the play for all that.
Yeah, it was just delayed gratification.
We now have access to the major Dark World portals, which is really nice that we don't have to keep just using Aga Portal.
Yeah, it gets kind of annoying after a while. You have to, like, figure out how many loops you want to do through the Dark World to get the stuff.
Oh, 2 digs on the dig game. Very nice.
And I see we've switched to the Octopath Traveler MSU, so... If it starts to sound like a Renaissance fair, that's why. The MSU is very fantasy-inspired.
So, really our only progression chain that's gotten us anything so far has been the bottle to Flippers on Sick Kid to Lamp in Waterfall Cave to our logical Aga, because there was a Sphere 1 Tempered Sword and Hammer and Moon Pearl. Those were all Sphere 1. And James is following in Gamma's footsteps, which will get him his glove, but at the same time, if he does the same things as Gamma, Gamma will win.
Yeah, we are in a follow-follow situation, but it cannot be helped sometimes.
Well, basically, James needs to do something wacky and have it pay off.
Yeah, I mean, there would be nothing stopping him from, say, I think he's probably going to dig the hole. Unless he goes to pod.
I think you do Stumpy and Dig Game first, but yeah, then the question is,
Yes.
what's he gonna do? He will have the glove. You gotta figure Gamma would be doing Thieves as he is doing.
Oh yeah, A, B, C, D. Clear your crystal dungeons. So, we're gonna get this done now on Gamma's side. As James is gonna dig his hole for haha, very funny game.
But yeah, maybe, like, if James is trying to play off of what Gamma's likely to do, he could do Pendant Pod now and hope it turns up something.
Yeah, it's tricky though because of the order of operations. You just kind of know what you have to do. That's Omega required. So we're gonna play the dig game, and then I guess we'll see what James does from here. I suspect that he would go into the West Dark World, but maybe he'll go into Skull Woods. We'll believe in the Dunka 50,000 spreadsheets play. 50,000 seed spreadsheet play.
Oh, by the way, looking at the tracker, James did beat Moldorm, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be no reason not to defeat. So James will be going into the Dark World above Kakariko. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm like trying to think what we have. We have Graveyard Ledge. We obviously have the front and middle of Skull Woods.
You should have access to King's Tomb because you can bonk your way over there.
Oh yeah, and mirror, yes. And of course the rest of Village of Outcasts. Good old Catfish, which Gamma will never check in a million years. Pod, of course. And then
electing to follow. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm just thinking, and then really ugly stuff like that front of Swamp that we discussed and Spike Cave.
Yeah. Spike Cave, more like Spite Cave.
We have to wonder about that early Burna.
Yeah, it is a little suspicious, but I don't know if it would really trigger my alarms yet. Oh, cool vanilla 300 pack right there. Is this even randomized?
We are sure not hurting for money.
Oh yeah, we are infinitely wealthy.
This will be crystal number 3 for Gamma. And we still need Mitts and Samaria and 2 rods and 1 or 2 medallions.
There's Gamma pulling out the Cane of Burna, the shame Cane of Burna. You do, as we all know, a lot of us would know that blind is a scripted fight. It's just that, you know. So Gamma's gonna clean up the rest of Vu now as we get our cape. Oh, will that trigger him to check Bumper Ledge now?
I was gonna say, you think even Gamma might check Bumper Ledge since it's right here?
We're afraid. We're gonna check it. I mean, he'll probably do Skull first. Yeah, okay. He's gonna do Skull first, and then it would make a lot of sense to then go check the Bumper Ledge, and then he'll probably make his way around the North Dark World and get Pod that way. Should we not run into anything?
Yeah, for people making skips, for those of you who aren't aware, Gamma has lost at least 3 major races by virtue of failing to check Bumper Ledge.
$50 dues inside of the middle chest of Skull. I don't fault this play for happening now because we don't have the fire rod, and hopefully we just get both items here and never come back to a pendant Skullwoods. There's our strike one. Trash.
Very trash.
Well, sort of net needed. Are we? Oh, okay. He's just gonna.
Did we skip pinball chest?
I'm pretty sure we did. So, huh? Oh, I wonder. Oh, Scupula, our tracker in chat, pointing out maybe that's some potential SMZ3 brain worms, or it could be just the keys there.
And Bumper Ledge for all that was just the third bottle.
Or there could be, it could just logically be a key there and he's deduced that there's an item in the bag. Sometimes the key logic, he is Mr. Chu who writes logic quizzes, so we'll have to see if he just knew that here at Skullwoods it's logically the item is in the bag.
I guess if he had only found one small key to that point, did he only find one? I think he found two small keys though.
Yeah, that's what I must have missed that.
If he only found one small key to that point, then yes, pinball chest has to be a small key. There's our other mail, so we're definitely not getting the one on Desert Ledge now.
Yeah, I suspect not. Alright, Gamma, are you actually gonna go to Catfish and really hurt your eyes doing this?
Oh my.
Yeah, we are.
Can't let him live this down in the interview. Bumper Ledge and Catfish.
Oh, I've got my snipping tool ready at my computer. I'm gonna just like, casually just take a snip of whatever is there. There's the sword swipes of anger. And it's... trash!
You know, the other race going on right now for the tournament is Legendary Moon versus Nero Lightshine, and Legendary Moon is another person with strong feelings about Catfish.
Yeah... So Gamma, suspicious about that spike chest. Hey, we have an early burna, and I don't like that.
Yeah, and other than that, it's really Green Pendant Pod and Front of Swamp, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Pod makes sense to get to at this point.
And all my excitement about early Spike Cave was for 20 rupees.
Yeah, that's a little disappointing. Let's see where Gamma chooses to go now.
Odd, looks like. Makes sense. It's 6 items if you include Green Pendant turn-in, and of course Saha is right there for the turn-in.
Yeah. Not to mention just, hookless swamp always feels bad.
Yeah, and it's at most 4 items, and possibly as few as 2 if map and compass are both up front.
So James will be headed there now, electing to not do Spike, which is fine. This gains him back a little time.
Yeah, skipping Spike and skipping Skull Woods. The key is just not going back to those places. Like, he cost himself some time going back to check Hobo. Okay, Pod is logically bow-locked, which really makes me think progression's here because we did get that bow.
Oh, but we both know that the progression is just gonna be a book, and you have to go to one of 2 tablets to get it.
Or desert. We still don't have mitts, so book would be our entrance to desert.
And we must do desert in order to beat the game, so...
And mitts could be sitting in desert if the book turns up.
Alright, there's a clip for Gamma, just whiffing on bomb tosses. Like, what are we, brand new to the game?
Okay.
Oh, we get a Kana Samaria over there.
Yeah, can't really do anything with it other than it's nice to have. We will need it eventually. Ooh. James is definitely on nerves here.
Yeah, a little bit of Stormtrooper accuracy there, but it happens to the best of us, you know. When you know you're running against someone pretty darn good, like Gamma, you know, you gotta realize, you're always thinking to yourself, I gotta be playing my very best. Little does James know that he's hot on Gamma's heels right now, which is encouraging.
Hopefully he remembers that, yeah, I mean, I'm sure he'll figure out that vanilla big key chest is just going to be a key for a key. And there's the big key in Rupee Basement. With the map, so Harmless Hellway is also a key for a key, so... We've got Dark Maze and Helma and Green Pendant turn in while we're here.
Yeah, maybe just the only thing here is just the Kana Samaria, and we must do Hookless Swamp, but let's see. Ah, some trash. Followed by, well, we got a health refill on Gamma side with that piece of heart, but not what we're looking for.
Well, at least we have the mirror, because the health refill would be pretty nasty if we were trying to Death Warp.
Oh, yeah. That would be pretty tragic. Like having 12 hearts in blue mail, you know, that takes freaking forever.
But, yeah, it is Helma King or Green Pendant or Front of Swamp. Unless Gamma miscounted and Pinball Chest has the second item in Skull Woods.
Yeah, I'm starting to think, though, it's going to be logically in the back. Like, I don't think Gamma would make that elementary of a counting mistake. I would think not, but, you know, stranger things have happened.
I can scrape the VOD. Bomb strats on Helma, okay.
Well, I mean, you can get the double damage mask state pretty quickly with 2 bombs if you do it right. Down goes Helmasaur. Do we get a prize here worth a darn? Let's see. Nope.
So what's it gonna be? Green Pendant or Front of Swamp?
Yeah, once you start getting into last location mode like this, it never feels good. You start to feel like you're behind. Maybe you start making some mistakes that you wouldn't ordinarily make.
Okay, I went back through. We got... In Skull Woods, we saw an item, the map, the compass, and one small key. So yeah, the other two small keys have to be in, Okay, Front of Swamp it is. But yeah, the other two Skullwood Smalls have to be in Pinball Chest and Bridge Chest, or else one of those chests could have a big key leading to a small key in the big chest. But
Oh, okay, so as eventually we got to, yeah, it's just Gamma realizing the situation. And
yeah.
that can save you some time when you're, like, aware of some logical implications like that.
But yeah, all we got out of Pod, and the only thing that bow has in fact led us to, is Samaria, which we'll eventually need, but isn't immediate progression. And we're still down both rods, and the hookshot, and mitts, and TR medallion.
Runners of this caliber are used to finishing a casual boots like sub 115 or so. And the fact that we're at 50 minutes right now and we're nowhere near go mode would make them both go, ah!
And of course, there's still the outside chance this is a ped seed.
So it looks like James is going to clean up Skull. We're not going to push towards Hookless Swamp.
That's unfortunate. Because now you look at it as a density play, Hookless Swamp, as annoying as it is likely to have more items than Pendant Skull Woods.
Yeah. I would agree with the way Gamma routed this choice, you know, if it was available. Obviously, he already did Skull. So this is James feeling a little bit guilty about skipping this earlier and getting worried.
Yeah, the thing is, every time he makes a skip that more or less catches him up to Gamma, he then goes back and does the skip and loses all that time.
Yeah. And that's like a hard thing about this mode. Oh, yes. What was that room? I haven't seen that room in like a year.
You mean that room you go into when you actually need to go through the Front of Swamp like the game intended you?
Yeah, see, secretly a sliver is right. We added it in just for this tournament because, you know, last year we took it away, so we were like, put it back, put it back!
Josh, you were talking about that book.
Oh no, we got the book. Oh, jeez.
Well,
Why do I
Phobos
have
is
to have...
right here, and then we can run right over to Desert.
Yeah? Why do I have to be cursed with God vision at Casual Boots, and I can't see it for something like Cross Keys?
Because no one understands cross keys.
True. I've had it tried to be explained to me, and I'm just like, still don't get it.
Okay, James is not counting small keys.
So we are going to see the prize here, which will be a small key or a key leading to it. It's just a direct small.
Oh, and without the hookshot, of course, we have to drop down between checks of the two left swamp chests.
A nice, lovely, slow, hookless swamp. At least we have boots for it, so it's not the most agonizing.
And James, unfortunately, giving more time back to Gamma here.
Yeah, it's tricky sometimes when you are going to be playing an aggressive route with skips. You know, knowing every double back is what's going to cost you time. because technically what's really happened is you've routed more inefficiently if you go back. Well, 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 it is the book. We are quite done with Hookless Swamp.
Now, the true pain would be if the answer's on Ether Tablet, because, of course, with where you are, you're gonna check Bombos and Desert first.
Yeah?
And if nothing else, we'll get our 4th crystal out of the deal.
Alright, what's our prize? Ah,
Okay.
there we go. We got our mitts. Good joke, game. Now
You do
there's
Desert
some pressure.
anyway.
Yeah, defeat Desert now, then you can go to Ice. Although we don't have a fire source yet, so that's a problem.
What do you mean? Oh, not for Ice. Right, we have Lamp, which will get us through Desert, but not Ice.
Yeah, we are hurting for a fire source. Ah, we get yet another fetch quest. The powder.
And for whatever it's worth, Meyer Medallion is Ether.
Oh, it's still good knowledge to have, right?
Yeah, it is interesting being almost an hour in and not having seen any medallions.
Alright, so we're gonna see James go into Swamp to get his lovely book.
Again, he could save time here if he just mirrors out once he gets the book and says goodbye to Left Side Swamp forever, but then you can't go back in at any point and do Left Side Swamp.
Yeah, I would have to think he's gonna do left side. There's no way around it. Like, you're thinking something is here.
Well, the book's here.
GFE, I wish I could tell you Gamma is losing because I cut an unbelievable wrestling promo in his group channel to pump up James, but I think Gammachuu is at a bit of a route advantage right now.
Yeah, the short of it is James made some really good skips that combined more than compensated for Gamma's execution advantage. But then he went back and did his skips. And gave up a whole lot of time that way.
James will get literacy in a second, but
yeah, and he's doing left side.
I mean, you have to. When you come in here like this, you're committing to the bit, so...
Right. Just...
There's no way around it, unfortunately.
With how this seed has strung the runners along, it's really hard to see how James comes back at this point.
Yeah, the spiraling is starting to happen. I mean, unless, like... We don't even have the Meyer medallion yet, which is a problem. There could be something in, like, Misery Meyer, and maybe Gamma skips Meyer a while, and James would be the first one to a Meyer play, but... I mean... James is running out of outs because he spent precious time doubling back on skips that he made.
And then Dark Death Mountain would seem to be the next thing, and you check Ether while you're up there.
Yeah, there's gonna be, now that we have the myths, you know, there's so much we can do on the mountain. But we're gonna
not
check
that
the board.
much. We don't have the hook shot, so it's really just Super Bunny and that first chest of Hookshot Cave.
Yeah.
Half magic's
Alright,
nice.
Gamma is gonna be a big coward and waste the time to pick up that half magic.
Hey, maybe he wants to use the lamp 32 times, or however many times you get to use the lamp with half magic. Or is it 64 with half magic and 32 without? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Where's Gamma going for now? Oh, Smith's Chain. Okay, forgot about that.
Now that we have our lovely
And
gold
we
gloves.
can loop in Magic Bat, so that's 4 checks here, including hammer pegs as well.
All right, James, where to? Yeah, we're gonna go to desert. That makes sense. Defeat your crystal immediately.
Gamma turning down his 15th heart.
So yeah, we need medallions, we need rods, we need hook shot. Instead, we get Garbaggio. So, unless there's something on the purple chest, as usual, the Smith chain has nothing, and you should just skip it every single time.
Another opportunity for James to make up time if he just skips it, but he's falling further and further behind.
Yeah, you would have to make a decisive play, like up to the mountain or something like that, so, you know, Smith chain's a waste of time. Gamma is trying to give James some free time.
And Purple Chest just had what would have been our boots if this weren't Kaz boots.
This looks to be Gamma investigating Spike chest now, I think?
No, he already did it. He's
oh,
going for
this
Ether
is the
tablet.
way we're... Yeah, oh, we're doing the tablet and then going to, our 3 checks on DDM as well.
Yeah, this seed has really been one for last locations or near last locations.
Ah, there's a good joke. Both tablets had progression of some sort.
Yeah! Which means now we have access to the second item in Skull Woods. But Gamma is more importantly going to Crystal Ice.
Yeah, we can clean Skull Woods next, because there's only one item there.
Well, you really want to go all the way to Pendant Moth. Small key. We do at least have Samaria to do Icebreaker, though we don't have Hookshot to easily navigate around, so we may need to do some bomb jumping. And unless the big key is in one of these next 2 chests, this whole Right side is out of logic. Oh, okay. All in logic. Not that it matters.
You see some other runners in this tournament complimenting Gammachoo's icebreaker mechanics.
And James, oh, there's Bombos. Wonder if that is our TR medallion, since we haven't seen any other medallions yet.
Yeah, neither runner has made the investigation up to,
Well, I think if you're
the,
Gamma, you do Dark Death Mountain after this, because where else are you going to find your hookshot? Are you really going to go for that last item in
yeah.
Skullwoods? Okay, now you
Yeah.
definitely do it and hope that Bombos is your TR access.
Yeah. And I don't know how practiced he is on this, but I do know JamesFnX has been able to hover. So maybe he could extend the 3 on Dark Death Mountain into a hover,
Except that
but I
if
don't think we
Bombos,
have a reason for that, yeah.
yeah, if Bombos is our TR access, then the only thing we're looking for is hookshot.
Yeah. It's kind of a chicken and the egg situation.
Cold Stare is a joke on Buttersford, which is why the vanilla game locks Buttersford behind Cold Stare.
I'm so glad Gammachuu got the quick kill. He would have never heard the end of it from me if he failed it.
Yep, flute to 1. We will finally see Dark Death Mountain. Feels good when you can put off any sort of going into Dark Death Mountain for this long.
Alright, so let's go check it out. Oh yeah, thanks Lumaga. We forgot to shout ourselves out. You can give myself or Drosy a follow along with our tracker Scupula. I don't know how much streaming Drosy does, but Scupula
I need to
and
get
I
back
do every
into
now
it.
and then. I suppose we should shout out the runners as well, JamesFnX and Gamma.
I'm
Well.
shocked that the one medallion we found was the medallion for TR. Imagine that.
We got what we needed. So are we just gonna get the hook shot here and that's just gonna end the day here? Let's find out. Probably.
I mean, worst case is we get Ether here and that puts Ped in logic. Or the big joke would be if hookshot's just on Moth.
Yeah, that would be kind of funny.
Now, James is giving us a look at Super Bunny and Hookshot Cave. Hey, what was I saying about Ether?
Oh, good. We have our coin.
Oh,
Ah,
good.
there it is.
Yeah.
I can't wait for. I really hope there's no hook shot in TR now, so that Gamma can go into the Super Bunny Cave and get his mirror shield.
Hey, James will have his mirror shield for all those lasers in TR.
Yeah, imagine learning how to laser skip when you can just have the mirror shield instead. Definitely not saying that to give Secretly a Sliver or Bitey an aneurysm.
So I think now that we have Ether, if Hookshot doesn't turn up in TR Mimic Cave, I would say you go to the back of Skull Woods, mirror and check Ped just to get that out of the way, then do Moth, then do Mire. What do you think?
I don't hate it. I mean...
Or would you rush Mire?
It's kind of like, I mean, there's 2 in Mire, only 1 in Skull.
Yeah, I'm thinking though, if it's on Ped, then you can go mode Mire.
True, you get a very interesting piece of information.
Meanwhile, TR is not at all go modable with the vanilla big key, so just as well we're not in go mode. Gamma is of the school of thought that does Mimic Cave before TR Big Chest when you're go -1. Why isn't James icebreaking? Icebreaking?
Ah, yes, the only way across for James is the bomb jump.
And he gets his Bombos. So he's gotten his Bombos and his Ice Rod. Oh, I guess he must have done Icebreaker and I just missed it because he has the big key for opening the big chest. And there's Silver's on Laser Bridge.
Well, no hook shot unless it's on the boss. Will this seed show any mercy at all?
It's just funny that it is literally the completely non-go modable TR with the small key at the bottom of Laser Bridge and everything.
Yeah, that was lovely. what's it gonna be? Trash! We weren't counting items very closely.
So it really is just Mothped or Meyer, right?
I think so. Yes, this is perfect. This means Gammachuu is gonna get his mirror shield. I am very delighted. Ta-da!
Okay, get your predictions in for Hookshot.
Why not, right? Let's play a
We,
fun
we,
little game.
we've exhausted all our fetch quests, even.
I'll wager another 5k on Meyer. So Gamma is taking my advice and going to Meyer. Did I lead him astray? I guess this also makes sense because then if it is Ped, you can defeat Skull and immediately turn in the pedestal.
Right, but the flip side is you're full clearing Meyer. At least until you get 2 items in the big key. And James suddenly remembering that he does not have the hookshot and has to go around the long way for the torches.
It's the longest way. The ride of shame.
I mean, when I was a kid, it never occurred to me to use the hookshot so that I could do it the short way. I always did it this way.
Well, of course, because, you know, when you're playing like a normal person, I don't want to take damage. Why would I intentionally take damage?
Okay, it's the God Meyer too, so if it is on Ped, this would save a lot of time knowing it's on Ped.
Of course we get a God Meyer when we don't want to clear the dungeon.
Well, again, if James checks Ped first, and it's on
Good, yeah.
Ped, like, I don't think it'll be enough to catch him up, but he'll sure save a lot of time in here.
Yeah? I mean, we can do this dungeon, so that's why James is here. So we want it done. It's time.
Well, and unless Hookshot's in Skull Woods, the ether out of TR is required.
Just want to say welcome on in, folks, from SpeedGaming 3. I know that race wrapped up, so we have some people coming on in from there, including one legendary moon that took the W.
Oh, there's our second item in Meyer, so Gamma is spared. Interesting. He is mirroring out, so he will have to go back and beat Vitreous if it is on Ped.
Yeah, that would be kind of unfortunate for him. But are we gonna make chat very happy by having a Ped seed? We're close to finding out. Scary Olive, I will not financially recover from this either. If the all my points go away on this call.
We all know chat loves the Agapet seed.
Yeah, that would be quite punishing. So Gamma is gonna defeat the boss first, or at least get the other item.
Well, defeat the boss. If it's the big key, I would hope you check Ped before going back to the big chest. Because there's still the possibility that Moth has the big key and the second item's in the big chest.
And GFE dropping in the logic knowledge that I don't pay attention to, and that makes sense. He knows the boss has the other item, so what's the boss gonna have? Mothula, please. There we go. And the moth has a heart container.
It's Ped!
So
It's
not the
Ped!
answer.
Which means the Gamma's gonna have to go all the way back through Meyer. Again, I think James is far enough behind that this won't catch him up, even if he checks Ped first and then go modes the God Meyer. But it's not helping Gamma get through the seed.
Nope. Time to take the walk of shame back to Misery Mire. I mean, yeah, it's a decisive play. You know, why would you want to do an extra boss fight? But,
Yeah, as I say, if I were
it's a
routing
mild
this,
one. Yeah.
if I were routing this, I would have checked Ped and done Moth before touching Meyer.
Yeah, it's only a mild punish, so it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, Shin, at this point, everything stinks. There's nothing that's great.
Let's see how James handles the last few possibilities. And watch GT Big Key the entire room just to, put the icing on the cake.
Look, we gotta... what I didn't tell the runners was that I actually had them get rolled a completionist seed. They have to 216 the game, or they can't kill the ball. They can't kill Ganon.
Well, you did see who rolled the seed, yes.
True.
Nice spooky from Gamma. We're actually even at the crystal count right now.
Alright. It's that time.
And James is going to Skull Woods and Ped, so he will be able to go mode the Godmire.
He'll get the bad news, but that
Yeah.
means only one trip through Mire at least.
But Gamma's already on his way to Ped.
Yeah, it's just pretty tough now. It's just those double backs. You know, this is a mode. It's hard to do. It's very easy to say that from my chair here, but like, it's a mode where if you're gonna commit to a skip, you gotta really commit to it. And well, it is what it is, right?
Well, at least we don't have to spend time reading Ped. And we get to hear the nice ped pull music.
Ta-da! It's a hook shot.
And James is going to get the boing 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 notification. So James is now in go mode. I guess it doesn't really matter when James does Moth, right?
No. I mean, you just mirror back, so...
Yeah, you're gonna need to go back there for that anyway. I guess it would have saved some Dark World portaling, though, if he had just done Moth right there, because then you can just rush ped from the Light World.
Alright, here goes Gamma. Gonna get into a lovely Argus fight. Nice to let you all enjoy some of the lovely Octopath Traveler music there. It's a great soundtrack. Nice shooting.
I just realized I forgot to resolve that prediction.
Oh. Yeah, Sag. My points go bye-bye.
Eli the Iceman.
Yeah, you just had to believe, right? Alright, James takes down Vitreous as Gammachuu is gonna climb the mountain one last time. Now James will have to take care of Mothia, collect the hook shot, and then go to Swamp. And into GT we go.
I see chat spamming some numbers. With the way this seed is going, I'm guessing tile room. What do you think, Josh?
I mean, that would be a funny joke, but we all know it's just gonna be in rando room, so it control me with every rando rusher in the community getting their way.
Well, Gamma's doing Hope left. Unless he decides to do Pink Magician. Hope left used to be the standard meta before Dark Magician got popular.
Well, we've opened 7 chests so far. James takes down Moth. And
Technically 6 chests and a torch.
Yeah.
And here's James's ped pull. An hour and a half in. Like, when do you see a Kaz boot seed between 2 good runners go this long?
Yeah. Usually by now you're looking at the race room being like, really? Like, I'm not dead yet? Or am I gonna be dead in the next like 3 seconds? Like, clearly my other opponent figured it out that this was a ped seed, but I mean, once you know it's a ped seed, it's gonna take you a little extra time to get there.
Oh, Gamma is doing the Gamma route of doing Hope Room to Rando Rush to right side. He does not like Ice Armos. I've asked him about this route. It has something to do with the number of keys he's found to this point. But I can't remember exactly what it is. I think it's like if he's only found 2 smalls, then Tile Room is almost certainly a small, so we can safely skip it, and so he likes to just do this.
I have no idea.
I'm trying to remember. This was a conversation I had with him a couple years back already.
Right, yeah.
He's been using this route for a couple years already. But in any case, unless somehow there isn't a small key in Tile Room, it would have been better to just continue past Random Room.
Alright, let's see. A vanilla. Alright, so Gamma is going to be starting the climb while James is finishing off his last boss.
Both runners on 16 hearts, blue mail, half magic, butter sword, silvers, mirror shield, 3 bottles, powder. I don't think they have enough safeties.
No, definitely not. I think after defeating Agatu, they need to mirror and buy 3 blue potions so that they have 3 blue potions for the Ganon fight. Just
I
in
think
case.
they need. I think they need to go back to Bumper Ledge and get that 4th bottle.
Okay. That works too. Alright, Gamma with some nice shooting with the silver arrows, and we're gonna continue on to the second half of the gauntlet. Yeah, unfortunately, with that big key being vanilla, there's not really a way James can route to gain some time in GT on Gamma, and there's a lot of time to make up at this point.
You could be really crazy and just do full left, but that's not really something you see people do. And even then, Gamma's already almost at Mold 1 too. Trying to get rid of his bombs for easier menuing during the Ganon fight.
Of course, one last fluff for the road.
And it's vanilla. So what chest didn't we see? Some of the upstairs in GT, tile room, which we know is a small key, GT big chest in the back of the swamp. And, I guess Meyer cutscene, which was a dungeon item. And Eastern, big key chest, which was also a dungeon item.
Down goes Agatu. It's bacon roasting time. And that'll be the end with Gamma here. James putting up a remarkable fight. You know, this is a tough seed against a tough opponent. You know, very commendable effort.
Yeah, and honestly, it could have been a very close race if he'd stuck with his skips.
That's hard to do once you're in a ped seed, right?
Yeah. You know? Yeah, you're just hoping it's anything but ped, especially with the book being so late, you're not gonna suddenly check ped. Gamma doing spin attacks on Ganon just because. Oh, did James do Rando Rush? James did Rando Rush.
Yeah, I believe he is a fan of Rando Rushing.
Unfortunately, this is not a seed conducive to Rando Rushing.
Oh, does not get the triple, but with that last shot, as Ganon goes down, spins the fillet repeatedly. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I said it. Shoot me. Get your GGs in. Gamma is going to take first place. with a race time official 1:38.41.
And a forfeit almost immediately from James.
Yeah, I don't blame anyone for wanting to
Honestly,
be
yeah,
finished.
good play from him, though, overall.
Oh, I misread 1:38.36. I got to get it right. But
See if we can get them in here.
yes. So let's see. We'll await them. Hopefully they get the DM and they'll get sorted.
Gamma says he needs a moment.
Okay.
Also makes sense. You kind of want to stretch and everything after sitting through
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that.
And we are joined by one Mr. Gammachuu. Congratulations on the win. How are you feeling? And the mic is still muted, so oh, there we go.
Hey, yeah, thank you, GG's. I'm okay. I feel, trashy to have played this season, as well as James. I'm sure he did not enjoy this one very much.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. You know, that seed had some good jokes, even before it was a ped seed.
Usually, I guess seeds are very linear, and that's what I was expecting from this. And once it turned into a hookless swamp seed, okay, it's gonna be one of those. Hey, James, GG's to you.
GG's.
Yeah, that was just a pretty tough seed. I mean, good way to start the tournament, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what you want on hookless, all dungeons. Hookless swamp seed, all dungeon seed. It's all that good stuff. Yeah, I actually didn't know, James, if you would be one to make an early hookless swamp play kind of thing. So I was actually a little bit worried.
All of the dungeon plays this seed looked terrible. My game was just pushing overworld, and literally none of it paid off.
You guys did most of the same stuff, honestly. I would say the big difference, James, you made some skips that actually were good skips, but then you went back to do them, and that was a lot of the time difference.
Yeah,
like Hobo and Spike Cave in front of Skull Woods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, last location, I skipped I did Hobo before doing Agnes Tower because the options that were open after that didn't feel great, considering how long we were in the seed. Like, I get access to Hype Cave, but I don't get access to much else. It turns out that Hype Cave had the answer. I didn't want to go into Pendant Pod. I didn't want to really do what was available to me. So I wanted to hope that Hobo had a glove, but it didn't. And then the Spike Cave play, I was just again avoiding dungeons, trying to try and push the overworld is hopefully find something up there, and there just wasn't anything in the overworld except on the tablets.
Honestly, I don't think that's a bad play at all, because I ended up pushing that myself after Hype Cave. We got the glove that was there, the shovel and glove, and
yeah,
I ended up pushing that. Catfish. I even what was the Spike Cave? Like, I just I didn't think, avoiding pendants were that terrible idea at that point, but yeah, it's just one of those seeds, just dive hookless swamp, forehead. I didn't feel bad about the full clear. Did you full clear pod the first tip?
Yeah.
You did? Oh, okay. Yeah,
And then, of
Yeah,
course,
all I had left at that point was pod front of skull and hookless swamp. So, like, what am I not gonna full clear pod there? No.
Right.
I was going to say, in Hookless Swamp, you both did left side after getting the book because I guess you were both hoping the book wasn't your progression.
I mean, that's not guaranteed. The book could just be total bait.
Right.
Yeah,
I
it
feel
only opens 4 checks. I've already scouted Desert Ledge, so I know that's not the answer. It only opens up the 2 tablets in Desert.
Yeah, like I was not gonna leave with that. Like, if it was Mets, maybe I feel more inclined to skip left side swamp. But even then, it's like Mets just open up my area, 2 checks up in the mountain, and Smith's Chain's like, I don't think full clearing at that point is not a terrible idea. It was just, the seed was just pretty garbage. The Aga seed I kind of saw coming, and of course it was, and it's just, cross your fingers and hope you make the correct, choice. But it's just you have to do everything. I don't think this is a seed where you could really make much skips. It's really hard because when it's a hookless swamp seed, it's a really hard call to make that play.
I mentioned it in the race chat. I brought up the race room after almost like 10 minutes after finding that book, figuring I was toast anyways and just waiting for the dot done. But when I got through Turtle Rock and saw that you weren't done, Gamma, I honestly thought about just going to Mire and go moding Mire and gambling on pedestal.
Yeah, I mean,
having not checked it yet.
Yeah, it's not a bad call. After TR, I went straight to Mire. I was just pushing my spheres at that point. I got both sides, but I didn't kill the boss. I'm like, okay, this just.
I went to Skull and checked pedestal, and then did Mire and Skull, but you had too much of a lead at that point.
Gotcha. Yeah. I think my only good play was bailing, doing East West Mountain. As soon as I got the Fire Rod, I just went straight to ice. So it was nice to
I did those checks.
First dip, like going to that area.
Yeah, I did those checks. I didn't have a medallion for TR, obviously, but I did first check a Hookshot Cave and
right, Super Bunny.
And Super Bunny, and was glad you are not a hover, but it didn't matter.
Yeah, that wouldn't have mattered here.
Nice hover seed.
Very
not quite right.
Very fun seed though, but no, it's garbage. If it's a hookless swamp seed, it's garbage. And then you get something like a book, it's like a huge question mark. Like, is this a progression or is this just complete bait? It's hard to make that call. Because if it's a hook shot or mitts and left side swamp, you're not gonna come back until like it's a hard last location.
Yeah. Yeah, there was no way I was gonna leave with just the book. Like you said, if it's mitts, maybe.
Yeah.
If it's mitts and book, I'm probably out. If those are the first 2 checks.
Yeah.
But just book is not.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty entertaining seed. Gamma, I know you were thrilled to check the bumper ledge, catfish, and get a mirror shield.
Yeah, it was one of those seeds. It's you can't really skip anything here. But no, not happy. Couldn't dodge that today.
Yeah, I just have photographic evidence, screen capped, caught red-handed at catfish. I know you just love being there.
And Smith's Chain, too.
Oh, that's Smith's Chain. I feel like you're a clown if you just go to the mountain. Like, you only have Super Bunny and hook bonkable chests versus 4 items in Smith's Chain. There's no way I'm gonna go away without hook shots. Like so slow. I was not doing that.
Yeah. Pretty tough.
Yeah.
What can you do, you know?
This it just gave nothing.
Yeah,
Another one for the trash heap.
Yeah. As you know, unfortunately, this is how we started our group race. Hopefully, the next one's not super terrible like this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty tough. What can you do?
Yeah,
Yeah, but-
this is probably one of the worst cast boot seasons I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's just a terrible one.
Yeah, what can you do? It's just gotta hundo the game, right?
Yeah, I avoided all the AD tournaments because of things like this, but it came to me anyways.
Yeah, run from it, hide from it. It's inevitable, right?
Yeah, but I'm gonna get going here. But thank you for putting on the race stream,
Yeah.
Josh and Drosy, and trackers as well. Thank you,
Yeah.
trackers, and GG's
Big
to
ups
you,
to Scopula
James.
on that.
Yeah, thanks everyone for putting on the stream. Go follow Gamma. Don't follow me if you want good gameplay because it's not there.
No.
Follow him too. Yes, he's a very chill dude. Yeah, I definitely recommend giving him a follow. Don't listen to him.
But yeah, I think that's gonna about do it then. You can give, myself and Scopula a follow. We both play, and we're in this tournament, so we might come to a restream near you. Although we're not in the same group, so it'll be separate. And Drosy, yeah, I guess you could follow his channel too. Why not?
Maybe I'll get back into streaming again.
Someday, right? It's always someday.
It's on my list.
Yeah, but yeah, I just want to say thanks to SpeedGaming for hosting another year of lovely casual boots tournament action. Always a pleasure. Hope everyone watching had a good time. We like Gamma. Now that he's left, we can actually compliment him again. We can say Gamma put on a great show. JamesFnX put on a great show. So GG's to both of them. And yeah, I guess that'll do it for me. Drosy, you can take us out.
Well, we do have a match on the schedule for tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern. Jetoman versus Doomtap will be on SpeedGaming 3. So,
okay, I will have to. Okay, then let people know. Which I guess we could have said the entire 2 hours. By the way, feel free to join the Discord and roll react for volunteering. We always need more comms and especially tracking help. We can't do a restream without trackers, so I'm gonna try to keep the pings to a minimum this year for crew, but especially when it looks like it's actually a double header. So theoretically, if they really wanted to,
no, it looks like they're doing it consecutive days at the same time.
Oh, I can read. I'm very sorry. I just thought it was yeah.
No, just we don't have any other matches on the schedule for tomorrow, but you never know, something might pop up. After all, this match popped up without much warning, so
oh yeah, we missed another one. There was GFE versus Jammachuu at 9:30 East. I mean at 9:30 Eastern. That surprised me. I was like, oh, it was already live when I checked the schedule. I was like, oh wow, okie dokie.
Totally didn't know about that one.
So yeah, I think that's gonna do it for us tonight. Hope everyone has a good evening, good morning even for most folks nowadays. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope everyone has a good time.
Yeah, have a good night, everyone.